Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing what if Deku had bt-7274 Part 2! I'm sorry guys, I haven't been posting, I've just been busy with stuff. However, if you see me posting this, at the end of the video, you see my live stream. I'm currently live streaming on Twitch, so yeah guys, I'm currently live streaming on Twitch, so you guys can go see what you want. And if you're wondering why my gamer tag is like that on Twitch, it's just because I didn't have a lot of time, so I just made up a random name, okay? Don't blame me. It's really easy, but yeah, I'll get on to the what if. Initiate neural link. 3, 2, 1. A neural link established. Simulation active now. Of course, Deku is now in the simulation. He's making sure he's sharpening his skills and practicing on enemies and opponents that might come as pretty difficult for him to defeat. However, the simulation also hosts some powerful people with quirks, and it simulates them. And Deku's trying to find a way how to defeat them without having a quirk. But since Deku's wearing the pilot gear, it works. Deku's able to maneuver, but he can't land a single hit. So, BT decided to give Deku an upgrade for his punching power. So when Deku punches a villain, they are immediately mobilized for about 5 minutes. And that's enough time for Deku to put handcuffs on them. However, during the past day, Deku wrote the hero physical exam test. He didn't show up for the exam not for the physical exam because he doesn't have a quirk, so he rolled up the test papers and he got in. However, he still waited for a response for them to get into the school. So, when Deku was there, he started making more Titans. So, he made an Ion Prime, Scorch Prime, regular Scorch, Legion, and also Legion Prime, but he's still working on North Star, Ronin, Tone, and all the other primes for that, so he's still working on that, and he did finish the red one that you're seeing right now, the more improved version mod. It doesn't have any shields, but it's good for defense. It takes opponents, like, let's just say if there's shielding quirk, or if there's like a power source nearby, Deku can take that and apply that to his energy or his shields for his Titan. Okay, anyway. bt-7274 said, Pilot, I suggest you exit the simulation. Someone's waiting for you. As Deku gets out of the training pod and just jumps out of the thing, because Deku has his own base. Deku said to BT, who is it? BT says, it's Aizurozu, Izuku. And Deku's like, it's her again. Okay, BT. How do you think I'm gonna slip past her this time? BT says, well, since you were in a training pod, Pilot, I've been making another jump kit for you. This jump kit allows you to go invisible, and also I put a little speed boost on it. So when you hit the button, you go really fast, Pilot. Dick is like, oh really, BT? You've been working on that when I was training in the simulation? BT says, yes, Pilot. And by the way, Pilot, what are we gonna do with the other Titans here? Dick says, well, we need more muscles, so I'm guessing that we should put them to work on expanding the base a bit in this mountain area, or this hill to be more precise. BT says, good, very good, Pilot. But the issue is, Pilot, we need AI for them. Dick is like, I thought you'd say that, BT, so I basically made, like, some AIs, but they're not really good. So I hooked up your system to these Titans so you can control them manually until I make an AI just like you. BT said, "That's pretty smart, pilot. Also, it will be smarter if you have me hooked up into the internet or this interface." Deku's like, "That's a good point, BT. I'll do when I get back when I'm talking to Aizurozu, okay?" He says, "Okay, pilot, whatever you say." As Deku leaves his base, he puts on regular clothes first because he doesn't want Momo Aizurozu to think, "What the hell is this guy wearing?" As Deku gets up to the top floor, Momo Aizurozu is like standing there, just looking for the robot. And Deku just taps on his shoulder. She like says, She just says, "Oh, it's you." Deku's like, "Yeah, it's me." Sheesh. Momo Aizurozu said, have you seen the robot by any chance?" Deku's like, "No, I haven't seen Mode actually. I'm sorry to have your hopes up." Momo's like, "Ah." Momo said, "Well, do you know what it is?" Deku's like, "Well, I did catch a glimpse on its legs, so it said bt-7274 on its leg. I'm guessing it's the model number or the brand." Momo's like, "Oh, so you got that close to it?" Deku's like, "Yeah, but when it spotted me, I kind of had to run because it was really close to me, and I didn't know what it will do to me. I'm sorry for stuttering, guys. It's really hard for me to think of the plot, so forgive me, and I'm sorry." If you guys are wondering, I just muted my mic for a second because I remember on stream I had my mic muted the whole time. I know I'm an idiot. However, Deku, Momo and Aizurozu are walking down the hill, and Momo spots a stalker or a grunt. Oh, what are those things called? I know. Stalker. The stalker was a red model, and Deku was like, "Shit! I thought I got all of them." Mo was like, "Deku, come look at this. What? It's a robot." And the robot's still in the pod. It hasn't been activated yet. And Mo says, "Deku, can you help me bring this to my house?" And Deku's like, Deku's like, fuck. If I tell her no, and if I say yes, then it's a risk to even be fucking, I don't know. Okay. Deku says, "Okay, sure." As both of them try to open the pod, BT told Deku in his like earring or hearing mic in his like ear. BT said, "Pilot, that drone has been reprogrammed yet, so be cautious, pilot." Deku's like, "I don't have any weapons, BT," and BT's like, "Affirmative, pilot. I'll try to send some stalkers to you." Deku's like, "No, I can't expose those." And BT's like, "How are you gonna defend yourself?" But before Deku could explain in his like walkie-talkie, the stalker broke out of his chamber and grabs Momo and almost being choking her. And Deku grabbed a piece of a tree bark, a log, and swung it at the robot, hitting the head clean off. And the robot was down for a few seconds, but then began moving again, getting up. And Deku grabbed Momo and said, "Momo, come on!" Momo's like, "But what? Why did it attack me?" And Deku's like, "Who cares? Run!" As both of them begin running for their lives, Momo and Deku manage to hide behind a tree where the thing passed by. And Deku's like, "Oh, that's a close one," as they're whispering. Momo's like, "Yeah, thanks for saving me. Almost lost consciousness there." Deku's like, "Yeah, Next time, Momo, don't try to mess with stuff that you don't understand. I was like, got it. As Deku, type text, like, sends in, like, text BT on his phone, and Momo says, who are you texting? Deku's like, I gotta check something. As Deku, like, sends the button, like, as BT understood the order, and as Deku's reprogrammed stalkers begun to move forward to the rogue strike the Stalker. The two grunt robots hold the robot down and turn its spines back and shut it down. And Momo and Izuku are like looking at this, like, but however, Deku does not want to reveal. Moses, what are they doing? Deku's like, shh, they could hear you. As the two things began rocking away, and also grabbed the uh, dislodged, or the cut off head as they were taking it with them. As Momo and Deku are like, however, Momo asks, what were they doing at that thing? Deku just assumed, Deku already knows this, but he's going to make an excuse to explain to her. Deku said, well, if it's my understanding, I'm guessing that robot must have went rogue, or was actually wasn't there on purpose, and they just had to get it because I think it was still. I know how to explain this, Momo. I think they needed to take the robot for so no one would know that the evidence of other beings or other robots are here. Momo was like, but that doesn't make any sense. Deku's like, yeah, I know, but just deal with it, Momo, okay? Come on, it's about time you go home, Momo. Momo's like, fine. As Momo's like thinking, like, how did he know where to hit that robot in the head? She started thinking. Momo's trying to piece it together, but some of the clues didn't add up. And Deku's like, shh, yeah, great. I guess she's already trying to investigate. And BT's on the comms as Momo is leaving the forest. BT says, "Pilot, we have the robot." And Deku's like, "Yeah, BT." While Deku puts his ear on the comm, like on the radio, like, BT, I have not seen that model yet. BT says, "Yes, pilot. I have seen them before with my previous pilot, Jack Cooper." And Deku's like, "Yeah, but can you tell me what about it? Is there any more?" Deku looks in the files of the severed head and sees that there are about 24 more hidden in the forest. And Deku's like, shit. I'm guessing that's number one then. He's like, correct. And Deku's like, Deku says to BT, could you grab the grunts? Could you tell the grunts to grab any more of those guys? Because if you're telling me this, then I'm guessing they almost exploded, because that thing was glowing bright red as soon as it was coming towards me and Momo. And BT said, yes, pilot. If something happens to their heads or legs, they immediately begin calling to you and self-detonating and making a huge explosion that will kill you if you're not in range. And Dick is like, shit. As Dick is like, fuck. BT says, yes, pilot. How's the nanite project going? BT says, it's going well, pilot. The nanite's programming and efficiency has increased to 32%, as it was yesterday. Deku's like, is it still at 32? BT says, yes, but it's just reached 33. Deku's like, how do I speed the process? BT says, well, pilot, in order to speed the process, you will probably need some nuclear power. And Deku's like, BT, don't we have the arc for that? And BT says, yes, hover pilot. I'm the only one that knows how to make it. And it was risky for us, because if that thing gets under control, or destabilizes, or someone gets into the base and hits it, it could mean the end of all humankind on this planet. Deku's like, I know, but good thing you're having those robots, like, every day you're making sure there's always maintenance on the machine and the robots, right, BT? BT says, correct, but we're slowly, I think, pilot, we need more robots and materials. Deku's like, BT, can you send out... BT, can you get over here? I want you... BT, get over here. Let's assess the area and see if there's any materials. BT's like, got it. As BT gets off the comms, opens the door, and goes straight towards Deku. It takes like a few minutes, but BT's right there. It says, pilot, here's your uniform. As Deku gets changed and put on his uniform, Deku says, okay, BT, put me in the cockpit. As BT opens his chassis and grabs Deku and puts him in it. And BT does the thing like, Protocol 1, link to pilot. Protocol 2, Protocol 2, uphold the mission. Protocol 3, protect the pilot. Deku's like, yeah, BT, I know protocols. But it doesn't get old. As BT begins, like, climbing up the mountain, BT scans the area. BT doesn't see any materials that could be useful to repairing and harvesting for the robots. However, BT did detect some materials far out, and Deku said to BT, well, BT, let's just go over there. As Deku and BT began going over there, and Deku saw this crashed ship, and Deku thought it was a huge material source, but it was a huge spaceship that was just there. It had a lot of vegetation on it. And Deku's like, BT, how come no one found this? BT said, well, pilot, it could be because of the cloaking. Deku's like, cloaking? BT said, yes. I'm detecting cloaking technology. I'm guessing that this wreck managed to cloak itself for the time when I arrived, but the arc must have made it look like old, made the vegetation grow rapidly. So, that can't be any coincidence, pilot. However, I do warn you, be cautious, pilot. Security in this place is probably really high. Deku's like, well, can we harvest the ship for materials and take the technology back to the base? BT says, yes, pilot, but you need to overwrite the security systems. Deku's like, can't you get in there with me, BT? BT says, no. I do not see any Titan loading docks, pilot. I do detect one loading dock, but it's offline. If you manage to get it online for me, pilot, I will help you do the rest. As Deku's like, alright. As Deku gets out of the cockpit and just goes straight towards the giant ship. However, but Deku was going there, BT said, pilot, wait, you forgot this. As BT opens his hands and gives Deku a gun, it's the flat-out rifle. Flatline, there you go, flatline. As Deku's like, thanks, BT. BT says, you're welcome. As Deku goes into the open like cartridge or the hole in the ship. Deku notices there's a lot of water where he's like walking into. He's aiming his gun straight forward as he was turning to the left. Deku heard a noise and went behind the wall. It was a stalker walking by, but Deku notices it was pretty old, so must have been doing patrols on here frequently. As Deku goes right behind it, stabs a knife into the robot's head and starts reprogramming it. As the stalker turns blue, Stalker looks at Deku and says, What are your orders, pilot? Deku's like, well, tell me the information about the ship. Stalker replies, but it's a bit glitchy because it was so old. The stalker says this thing's been here for 50 years. It looks like 50 years. That means when BT and I met after 50 years, then oh my goodness. Like he's trying to piece it together, but he said the arc must have fast forwarded to then here. Because I met BT 15 days ago. And this robot said he's been here for 50 years. That means the arc must have fast forward the time for the ship and as for BT as well. However, since BT went through the arc like was in the center of it, that means BT's chassis was able to withstand it. And now the arc's part of him. And he knows how to make it. And Deku's like, that's how he knows how to make it. And then BT says, correct, pilot. And Deku's like, BT, warn me next time when you're butting in on my conversation. BT's like, sorry, pilot. As Deku tells the stalker if there's any more, the stalker says, yes, there are about 180 of us here. Deku's like, jeez. And Deku tells the stalker if there's any stalkers that have not been online, have not been activated yet. The stalker says, yes, there's about 80. And Deku says, okay. As Deku gives us the old stalker a flash drive, and he orders it to go into the mainframe and plug it in. And the stalker's like, yes, Captain. And Deku's like, Captain? I like that name. However, as Deku is going to the bridge for 2 hours, he finds the bridge, and the stalker uploaded the program into the stalkers, and Deku now has 80 stalkers now, 81 stalkers versus 81 stalkers and 99 stalkers that are hostile. Because BT said as well that the stalkers are linked to the main terminal of the entire ship. So if you manage to do that and link that up with them, then that means it's pretty likely that they will be reprogrammed by you, pilot. Guys, can you tell me in the comment section if I'm doing a good job or not? Please tell me. But anyway, guys, I might not be able to live stream. I am sorry, but if you look at the Discord, if you look at my description, I have a link in the Discord. So yeah. Anyway, I'll continue. As Deku gets to the bridge, he sees 3 stalkers, and Deku found something right beneath his foot, an EMP grenade. Deku's like, and Deku whispers to BT, what is this? BT says it's an EMP grenade. It will stun the robots for about 30 seconds. Deku's like, BT, can I take on these stalkers alone? BT says, yes, you can, but if you shoot one of their heads off, or if you get caught in a corner, then they will blow up. And Deku's like, okay. As Deku tosses the EMP grenade, and it explodes, circuiting the 3 robots for 30 seconds. Deku rushes to the terminal and puts the knife in there. And Deku's like, come on, come on, come on. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. As all the stalkers were getting up and going about to grab Deku, Deku's hacking knife was done hacking it. And the robots stopped and put their hands down and said, "Welcome aboard, Captain." As Deku was like, and Deku said to BT, "BT?" BT says, "Yes, pilot." "Don't you make me do that again." And BT says, "Affirmative, pilot." As Deku reroutes power to the Titan loadout docks, the door opens for BT says, "Pilot." And Deku says, "Pilot, I found something good." And Deku's like, "What you find, BT?" "I found a few Titan weapons." And Deku's like, "Really? What kind?" I found a minigun, a plasma rifle, plasma rifle, yeah, plasma rifle, yeah, plasma rifle. The TF-01 Scorcher, and I found a Titan chassis, pilot. And Deku was like, "Wait, how many Titans are there?" Deku says, "No." BT says, "Pilot, I'm looking at a tone, but it's pretty old. However, we can get new parts and redesign it to make it look better and faster. And we can know what, pilot, that will take too much time. We can probably get this Titan online. However, pilot, I don't know if it has an AI in it yet. Has it AI or not?" Deku's like, "BT, scan the chassis." "Scanning chassis now, pilot." "I do detect an AI in there, pilot, but it's an Apex AI." Deku's like, "BT, here, I'm sending you this, pilot. Is this a reprogramming thing?" Deku's like, "Yeah, it's experimental, but you can try it." Deku, not Deku, as BT begins to upload it into the old tone, the tone wakes up, and the lights begin to turn blue, and the Titan says, "Hello, BT. I am Tone." BT shakes Tone's hand like, Good to meet you. I am BT, also known as a Vanguard class." Tone's like, "Affirmative." "How long have I been asleep or offline?" BT says, "You've been offline for 50 years, but the arc shifted the time period, so it was 15 days for me." Tone's like, "Oh, I understand." As Tone arms falls off, and Tone says, "I'm old. I need to get repairs." BT says, "Well, do you know the cargo manifold? Do you have the access codes?" Tone says, "I do." Affirmative. "However, I detect something in my chassis. Could you get it out for me, BT?" As Tone opens his thing, reveals a dead pilot's corpse. It's a skeleton. BT says, "It's an old corpse. I'll get out of that. I'll get him out of your cockpit." As BT grabs the corpse and just chucks it to the ground, just says, Tone says, "Thank you." Tone says, BT says, "No problem." As the Tone uses his one arm and BT uses both hands, begin prying the door open because the door didn't have any power, and they just saw a bunch of materials and metals that could last Deku for centuries. Sorry about that. And DT showing a heads-up display, and as Deku's seeing this, Deku's like, "Yes, I hit the jackpot." And Tone says, "Who was that?" BT says, "That is my pilot, Izuku Midoriya." And Tone says, "Izuku Midoriya?" And Tone says to BT, I wish to Neuralink with this pilot." BT says, "Very well. BT, could you come meet us by the Titan dock?" Deku's like, "Got it." As Deku's running all the way to the Titan docks and just waves his hands like, "Hey, BT, what do you need me for?" BT says, pilot. Tone, Tone wishes to link up with you. Deku's like, okay. As Tone puts out his hand, as Deku gets onto his hand, as Tone begins lowering himself to the cockpit, and Deku's like, it's pretty old, but I don't mind. As Deku gets into the cockpit, and Tone begins to say, initiating neural link. Neural link complete. As Deku hops out of the Tone and goes back into BT, and Tone says, pilot, why did you not wish to neural link? Why did you not stay in my cockpit? As Deku says, sorry, your cockpit's pretty old, and I don't want to risk breaking you. I'm sorry if you think I didn't like you. Tone's like, oh, I understand. I just thought you didn't like me. Deku's like, no, I don't like you. I love you. I like your design. It looks cool. And Tone's like, thank you, pilot. And BT's like, hey, what about me? I also love yours. Yeah, love your tight chassis too, BT. As Deku orders the stalkers that are old, and as Deku's setting their signal for the grunts robots to get over here and grab all the technology and the materials to bring back to his base. And also Tone's following BT back to the base. As BT shows Tone of the few titans that are in like the stations that do not have an AI yet. Tone began to say like, well, where's mine? Deku says, oh, I'm actually still working on that, see, Tone. But it's in the beta phase right now, so you can go ahead and use it for now. And Tone's like, affirmative. As Tone gets to his station, gets to his holding chamber, it's not a holding chamber, it's where they store the titans. As Tone shuts down, and the next day, Deku's next 2 weeks for next 1 week later, Deku got the letter and said he was accepted to UA. And Deku said, BT, how the nanites doing? BT says, pilot, since we recovered the materials from the ship 1 week ago, the nanite interface has improved up to 99%. Deku's like, I guess that's gotta do. Deku says, inject the nanites into me, BT. BT's like, pilot, are you sure? Because if you do this, your body will change rapidly. You will not age as normal humans would. You would age very, very slowly, pilot. You would age every 20, you will age every 20 years, pilot. Deku's like, I know the risk, BT. If it means spending my life with you guys, then I'm happy with it. BT says, very well, pilot. As BT orders the grunts to strap down Deku and inject the serum, Deku's body begins changing, his muscles enhancing. As Deku's gaining muscle, and Deku says, hurts. For at least 5 minutes started hurting, but after 5 minutes, the pain stopped, and Deku was unconscious. As Deku woke up 2 hours later, Deku said, BT, how am I doing? As BT and Tone were like saying, pilot, are you alright? Deku's like, Tone? Tone says, yes, pilot. Looks like the robots repaired you. Tone says, affirmative. I'm now operating at 100%. Deku says, good. Besides, BT, how are my vitals? Checking now. Vitals all good. Pilot, your strength has been enhanced by a lot. Deku says, how much by a lot? BT says, I do not know. The current amount, the current time, the current number is unknown. We still need to do some more research. And Deku's like, fine. As Deku gets up from the chair, and Deku says, BT, I'm gonna have a shower. And BT says, affirmative pilot. And Deku says to Tone, Tone. And Tone says, yes. I'm gonna neural link with you when I'm done having a shower. And plus, I just got accepted into UA, so I'm gonna show you off. And BT's like, wait, why are you gonna show him off? Deku says, well, that's a good question, BT. As Deku just shakes as Deku just stretches out his hands. Tone stretches out his hands like for no reason as well. It was like Tone and Deku were linked. And Tone says, "Pilot, what are you doing?" Deku says, "What do you mean?" As Deku opens his eyes, he sees Tone stretching out how Deku is. As Deku puts his hands down, and Tone does too. As Tone, as Deku opens his palm and opens his fist and collides them together, and so does Tone too. And Deku's like, "Am I controlling you with the nanites?" BT says, "Affirmative, pilot. You can now control Titans." Deku's like, "Hell yeah!" However, Deku didn't want to control Tone, so Deku just snapped his fingers and just like disconnect from the link. And Deku's like, and Tone's like, "That was weird, pilot. I've never felt that way before." And Deku's like, "Yeah, sorry about that, Tone. It's just I didn't know I was doing it, so I'm sorry." And Tone's like, "It's fine. So, when am I gonna be joining class?" Deku's like, "You know what, Tone? Don't come out yet, but I'll tell you when you get to come out, BT, Tone and BT. I'll tell you when to to like deploy." BT and BT and Tone like, "Are we gonna do the Titanfall thing?" And Deku's like, "Yes, we're gonna do the Titanfall thing." As Deku gets done having a shower, Deku begins knowing link with Tone. It says, Tone, do you see anything new?" Tone says, "No, pilot." As Tone begins climbing up and goes up, and during that night, because it's nighttime now, because Deku's going to be at school, Deku's going to have to be at school at 6 a.m. It's currently 8 p.m. for Deku, so. However, Momo wanted to see what was in the pod, but as soon as she got there, she noticed the pod was gone. She's like, "Damn it, they must have got the pod." As Momo was going to climb up the hill to scout out, Momo saw another Titan. It was Tone. Momo was like, "Another one? It's a different design though." And Tone says, as Tone is sitting down, just says, "Pilot, I detect I detect a person 5 meters from us." As Deku says, uh, does she have black hair? And wears an outfit that's really, well, has too much skin exposure? And Tone says, yes. Deku's like, "Oh, that's Aizurozu then." And Tone's like, "Who's Aizurozu?" Deku's like, "Oh, she just comes in here frequently trying to see what I'm up to. Or sees, because I'm living in the forest for an excuse." And Tone's like, "Oh, I see. Anyway, pilot, I would like to, I would like to know why." Deku's like, "Why what? Why did you reprogram me?" Deku's like, "You remember that?" And Deku's like, Tone's like, "Yes. You see, I was never made for combat." Deku's like, "What do you mean you're not made for combat? All tones are made for combat." Tone says, I know, but I was made for cargo lifting." I was never meant for combat. Besides, that program you sent to me, I, I just I just rejected that. I didn't even do anything. Dick was like, yeah, I kind of figured so. You gotta keep me hostage, or Tone says, no, no, no. I'm kind of thankful that I'm out of that ship. Besides, the stalkers were not even under my control. And also, it's kind of funny that I'm going to combat. I'm in a combat. I'm now a combat unit. And Dick was like, how about this? Tomorrow morning, when I get back from school, do you want to have a fight with BT? And Tone's like, really? Dick is like, yeah, it'll be fun. I'll be the referee and everything. And Tone says, but what Titan will be using? Dick says, I'm going to be using Scorch so I can keep an eye on both of you. And Tone says, very good pilot. And that's what will be ending off the story today. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button. And make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you love my content, please make sure you just smash that like button. And I'll talk to y'all later. And also, my Discord link is in the my Discord link will be in the description. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.